Imagine discovering that something as basic as exercising, a cornerstone of health and vitality, could endanger your life. For Emily Carter, a 28-year-old fitness enthusiast, this became an unimaginable reality. Emily's journey began as a typical young woman passionate about staying fit. From early morning runs to weekly yoga sessions, exercise was more than just a routine for her. It was her way of life. That is until the unthinkable happened. It started with mild itching and shortness of breath during her runs. Soon, these symptoms spiraled into alarming reactions that left her gasping for air. After collapsing one morning, Emily faced a truth that would forever change her life. She was allergic to exercise. To protect Emily's privacy and maintain a respectful narrative, the story uses AI-generated images to illustrate her journey rather than real photographs. Through this thoughtful representation, we aim to share her incredible tale while respecting her identity. Emily Carter's health scare began during what seemed like an ordinary morning run. A 28-year-old fitness enthusiast with hazel eyes, shoulder-length brown hair, and a cheerful personality, Emily loved the fresh air and the rhythmic sound of her feet against the pavement. But that day, something felt off. Halfway through her jog, an intense, itching sensation crept up her arms, and her breathing became labored. Thinking it was just a random allergic reaction, Emily brushed it off. But the episodes became more frequent and severe. A week later, she felt lightheaded after a workout session at the gym. As sweat dripped from her brow, her vision blurred, and she barely made it to a nearby bench before collapsing. Alarmed, Emily decided to visit her doctor. After a series of tests and discussions, she was told she might be experiencing exercise-induced anaphylaxis, a rare and potentially life-threatening condition triggered by physical exertion. For someone who had built her life around staying active, this diagnosis felt like a cruel irony. Emily's world turned upside down. Suddenly, the joy of movement became a source of fear. She canceled her gym memberships, avoided group classes, and reluctantly gave up her daily runs. Despite her cheerful personality, a lingering sense of loss and confusion began to settle in. Emily began to adapt her routine to avoid triggering her exercise-induced anaphylaxis. Morning runs were replaced with gentle evening strolls, and high-intensity workouts transitioned to light yoga and Pilates. Though she missed her old fitness regimen, Emily found joy in discovering new ways to stay active. Adopting a balanced diet also became a priority. Emily began consulting with a nutritionist to create meal plans that excluded potential triggers. With every new dish she prepared, she became more confident in managing her condition, even finding a newfound passion for cooking. Social outings became more challenging, especially when friends invited her to group fitness classes or high-energy activities. She often found herself explaining her condition, facing everything from sympathy to skepticism. But Emily's positivity and openness helped her maintain her connections, even if her participation had to change. Despite the adjustments, Emily realized her diagnosis wasn't the end of her fitness journey. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. Each small triumph, whether completing a modified workout or enjoying an allergy-free meal, became a testament to her resilience and adaptability. After weeks of uncertainty and increasing worry, Emily finally received the answer she had been desperately seeking. Her doctor confirmed the diagnosis of exercise-induced anaphylaxis, EIA, explaining that her body's immune system mistakenly triggered an allergic response during physical activity. This rare condition was so unexpected that Emily couldn't help but feel a mix of relief and confusion. While the diagnosis provided clarity, it also left her wondering about the future of her fitness journey. Emily was told that EIA could cause severe reactions, ranging from hives to trouble breathing, during intense physical activity. While the condition was rare, it posed a serious risk to her health, especially if she didn't take precautions. The doctor explained that the key to managing EIA was understanding her body's limits and avoiding exercise when she felt any early signs of an attack. This new reality was daunting. As a person who had always relied on exercise to stay healthy, Emily had to adjust her mindset. She was given an epinephrine injector to carry with her at all times, in case of a severe allergic reaction. Emily knew her fitness routine would change, but she was determined not to let this diagnosis define her. Although Emily would never be able to exercise like she did before, she was empowered with the knowledge to live safely. EIA may have changed her relationship with fitness, but it did not take away her drive to stay healthy. With the right precautions in place, Emily began to find a new balance that allowed her to remain active without risking her life. In the weeks following her diagnosis, Emily embraced a new approach to fitness. Instead of high-intensity workouts, she started incorporating low-impact exercises like yoga, swimming, and cycling into her routine. Though these activities didn't offer the same adrenaline rush as her previous regimen, Emily found them calming and beneficial for both her body and mind. Slowly but surely, she began to rebuild her confidence in her ability to stay fit while managing her condition. The hardest part for Emily was learning to listen to her body more carefully. She had always pushed herself to the limit, but now, every workout required a heightened awareness of her energy levels and physical sensations. She started using a fitness tracker to monitor her heart rate and make sure she wasn't overexerting herself. Emily also worked with a coach to adapt her workouts and create a safer, customized routine that allowed her to remain active without compromising her health. Despite the challenges, Emily remained positive. Her friends and family were incredibly supportive, always encouraging her to stay active and find joy in movement, no matter how small the change. Emily learned that maintaining a healthy lifestyle was about more than just pushing through intense workouts. It was about finding what worked for her and celebrating each step forward. As months passed, Emily's new routine became her new normal. Although she missed her old workouts, she no longer viewed her condition as an obstacle. Instead, it had become a reminder to approach her health with mindfulness and care. With a renewed sense of purpose, Emily discovered a deeper, more sustainable way to live a balanced and active life. In the weeks following her diagnosis, Emily embraced a new approach to fitness. Instead of high-intensity workouts, she started incorporating low-impact exercises like yoga, swimming, and cycling into her routine. Though these activities didn't offer the same adrenaline rush as her previous regimen, Emily found them calming and beneficial for both her body and mind. Slowly but surely, she began to rebuild her confidence in her ability to stay fit while managing her condition. The hardest part for Emily was learning to listen to her body more carefully. She had always pushed herself to the limit, but now, every workout required a heightened awareness of her energy levels and physical sensations. She started using a fitness tracker to monitor her heart rate and make sure she wasn't overexerting herself. Emily also worked with a coach to adapt her workouts and create a safer, customized routine that allowed her to remain active without compromising her health. Despite the challenges, Emily remained positive. Her friends and family were incredibly supportive, always encouraging her to stay active and find joy in movement, no matter how small the change. Emily learned that maintaining a healthy lifestyle was about more than just pushing through intense workouts. It was about finding what worked for her and celebrating each step forward. As months passed, Emily's new routine became her new normal. Although she missed her old workouts, she no longer viewed her condition as an obstacle. Instead, it had become a reminder to approach her health with mindfulness and care. With a renewed sense of purpose, Emily discovered a deeper, more sustainable way to live a balanced and active life. As Emily continued to explore her creative side, she found herself balancing her fitness routine with her passion for painting. Both became important parts of her life, helping her to deal with the struggles of living with a chronic illness. However, life wasn't always easy. Some days were harder than others. Flare-ups of her condition would leave her feeling exhausted, making it difficult to keep up with her usual activities. On those tough days, Emily learned to be kind to herself. She allowed herself the grace to rest when she needed it and found solace in the act of simply being still. Painting during these times was especially meaningful. It was her reminder that healing didn't always mean pushing through. Sometimes it meant allowing herself to pause and reflect. Through these moments of stillness, Emily discovered an inner strength she hadn't realized she had. She came to understand that the journey with her chronic condition wasn't about overcoming it entirely, but about finding ways to live with it. It was a journey of resilience, and every day, she embraced her challenges and celebrated her victories, no matter how small they seemed. As Emily moved forward, she felt empowered, knowing that her body and mind were capable of more than she ever thought possible. Whether through fitness, art, or simply embracing life's imperfections, she had found a path that was uniquely hers, one that allowed her to thrive in the face of adversity. Despite her independence, Emily soon realized the importance of community. She had always been someone who prided herself on self-sufficiency, but over time, she found comfort in opening up to others who understood her struggles. She joined online groups of people living with chronic conditions, where they shared stories, advice, and encouragement. It was in these conversations that Emily truly felt understood. One day, Emily connected with Lily, a woman who was also navigating life with chronic illness. Their conversation flowed naturally, and soon, they became fast friends. Lily's positivity and determination reminded Emily of her own resilience. Their shared experiences created a deep bond, and Emily began to feel less isolated in her journey. Together, Emily and Lily began to attend virtual fitness classes designed for people with chronic conditions. They supported one another through the difficult days and celebrated the small victories, knowing that they didn't have to face their challenges alone. Emily had learned that the strength of community could be as powerful as individual determination. With this newfound sense of belonging, Emily felt more empowered than ever before. She realized that reaching out for support didn't make her weaker, it made her stronger. Through the collective power of shared experiences, Emily had discovered a whole new layer of resilience within herself, and she was ready to continue her journey with others by her side. As Emily reflects on her journey, she understands that living with a chronic illness doesn't have to mean living in isolation or defeat. Through her trials and triumphs, she has discovered the immense power of resilience, community, and self-compassion. The road may be long, but Emily now knows that each step, no matter how small, is a victory. She has learned that it's not about perfection, it's about progress. She's no longer afraid to ask for help or to lean on others, and her story serves as a reminder to everyone that support, understanding, and hope are always within reach. In the face of adversity, Emily has proven that the strength to rise up comes not just from within, but also from the love and solidarity we find in one another. Her journey is far from over, but Emily now walks it with the confidence that comes from knowing she's not alone. And no matter what challenges life may bring, she'll always have the power to rise again. With a little help from her friends and the unshakable belief that resilience, at its core, is about choosing to keep going one day at a time.